Day 3 of the longest passage. It is more wind, more waves, and at least now went from going on a beam reach to a close hold, and we got about still 20 knots of wind. We're sailing fast though now at least, and I think we've picked up the Gulf Stream, so that's a positive at least. The storm has died down for about half an hour now, and we've taken advantage of it to do a little housekeeping, cleaned up the boat, and we haven't eaten like a hot meal since we left in 2 days, so Darren is being a great crew and cooking some breakfast. Right, Darren?
Yeah.
What you cooking?
Eggs, scrambled eggs, bacon, and bagels. That's what's for breakfast.
So it's a little challenging trying to cook on the induction cooktop while we're heeled over, but he's managing. We got Eric up here, he's recovering, making Bear some food. Right, Bear? Drying out the cushions on the rail, everything just got so soaked out here. It's nice to just finally be dry. Those thinking about sailing in the Western Caribbean should know. On the northern coast of Cuba, there's something called a countercurrent. Now it runs against the Gulf Stream, whereas the Gulf Stream usually runs from west to east. This runs from east to west, and is nothing to be underestimated. Our boat can usually motor along at around 6 to 7 knots, but this countercurrent was at least 2.5 to 3 knots strong. We weren't making much headway, even with sails up and the motor full blast. We were only making about 2 to 3 knots. So it's our third night out here, and put some brats in the refrigerator out of the freezer, and we realized we had to eat them because you can't refreeze them after they've been refrigerated. So we're sailing right now, about 20 knots of wind. We're tacking. The wind is no longer behind us or on the side. So figured we'd do some barbecuing on the open ocean.
Doing 6 knots cooking brats.
6 knots cooking brats. There we go. It's working well. 21 knots is wind. 22 knots of wind. 6.6 knots. That's pretty fast. Bear? Not bad eating on the high seas. Did it. Now the footage you're watching here, it seems like it's slowed down, but it's not. When you're only making 3 knots over these pretty big waves, you're not making much progress at all. Yeah, no. Never before during a passage had the fabrics on our boat taken more of a beating. Yeah, exactly. When we left Colombia, we had a brand new US flag flying from the back of our boat. And our Dodger that covers our companionway has certainly seen better days. A little rip turned into a huge tear in the high winds. All right, so I've made the judgment call. We're gonna turn in the edge of Cuba, Cabo de San Antonio. The 30-knot winds in the Gulf Stream going against it have just made it crazy, crazy high waves and wind. So we weren't making any progress trying to motor into it. And the thing is, we don't have enough fuel to motor the remaining 160 miles to Marina Hemingway. So we're gonna try and seek refuge on the the edge of Cuba. Hopefully they got an immigration place, and if not, I'm just gonna ask the port captain, can I get some diesel? We got to jerry can some diesel into Seawolf, because we might have to just motor making 2.5 to 3 knots for a long time. Check it out. Coming as far as we did, we were just happy at that point that it wasn't raining anymore. Although the waves definitely could have calmed down for us. Can't win them all. We decided after beating into the Gulf Stream, only doing about 1.5 knots in 25 knots of winds and huge seas. There's a marina right here. Los Moros Marina in the corner of Cuba, where we're gonna get fuel. If we're gonna beat into this Gulf Stream, we're gonna need a full tank of fuel plus the extras on deck. So hey, they radioed out to us and were like, "You are very welcome, very welcome." I didn't record it, but I'll try and record it next time they hail us, because I don't think the charts are very good here, and I'm a little nervous pulling in. All their buoys have sunk, which are supposed to be here on the charts, but they're not here anymore. So, Los Moros Marina, this is Seawolf. The length of our boat is 47 feet, and our depth is 7 feet. West side of the dock, roger, thanks. Okay, roger that. I'll see you soon. See you later. Even though the charts weren't accurate, it really didn't matter. Once we hit around 12 feet of water, it stayed that way all the way to the shore. Which is very good for us, considering we have a 7-foot keel. It's a concrete dock. Alright, so we're gonna pull onto the west side though, so we're blowing off it at least. 3 feet. Here, come here. I learned a very important lesson coming up to this concrete pier. When the wind is blowing at 25 knots on the side of your boat and the current is going against the pier, it creates this vortex. We very nearly had a disaster and smashed into the dock. At the last second, I went with my gut and I gunned the engine and got some water flowing over the rudder, which made the bow turn to the right. I was very lucky. Damn, dude, that was the wave that took me right in there. Roving fender, roving fender. Now this is a straight concrete pier. It should be easy to just pull right up and tie up to the dock. But with the wind blowing as hard as it was, the dockmaster couldn't pull the boat close enough to the dock. Oh my god! We need a spring line. Do you have one? That's not really long enough. You know what they say, if you need something done right, you just gotta do it yourself. Someone's gotta go step on that line over there. Oh, that guy. Even with me putting my full weight on the dock line, it still didn't give me enough pressure to pull us closer to the dock. Ready to disconnect it? It really didn't help that we still had a sliver of our jib out, because when we rolled it in, it was too tight. Another valuable lesson learned: always keep the jib fully rolled in these winds. And if you like these videos, be sure to press the like and the subscribe button. And feel free to ask any questions in the comments section below. That wind is something fierce, man. Buenos dias.
Buen día, señor.
How are you?
How are you? Hola. Hi,
Oh my goodness, I've been better.
Good. Okay. My name is Saber.
Saber.
Tomás Marina.
Okay.
Thank you.
23.
United States.
United States.
Come from Honduras.
Yeah, Roatan.
You need fuel.
We need fuel.
Dinner.
We're gonna stay, yeah.